sitting on the floorboard.
It's not open.
There's no contents in it, so what would that mean?
It's not. There are contents in it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's half open? Half gone?
No.
So then what is it?
Full.
Okay, it didn't look full to me. So,
You can't say that it's completely on full.
okay. Regardless, I smell alcohol. Okay, you're
Every day we wake up, Flacco got some new news for us, y'all. Every day. Every day. I might change the channel to Mac Mullah reacts to Poetic Flacco. Do your homework. Apparently, Chief Keef got some freaking man. It's something about Chief Keef we don't know about too. It's something about him we don't know about too. So sorry, my bad, man. It's something we don't know about. What's going on?
For years.
Hold on, folks.
Bad Baby, aka the Cash Me Outside girl, was just on Ari Fletcher's podcast.
Right.
And she accidentally exposed.
What the hell she got going on? What's wrong with she? She looked like a white Aunt Jemima. Let me stop.
For committing the worst crime a man can ever be accused of.
Oh no.
This is terrible, bro. These accusations have been suspected for years.
Really?
But a lot of people
Where
really
I been
had
at?
no proof to go off of, because whenever they were asked, Bad Baby did a very good job at concealing the accusations.
Right.
But now it looks like she's ready to speak. It looks like she's willing to speak out. And it looks like it's about to be bad news for Chief Keef in a couple of months. Ari initially wanted to interview Bad Baby because Bad Baby has been in headlines for the last couple of months. She
Okay.
had the fight with her mother that leaked, her and her boyfriend issues.
I don't know nothing about
There's a
this.
lot of drama to talk about. And
Right.
when Bad Baby came on, yeah, they discussed that drama, but the conversation took a dark turn very fast. Ari started off by asking her about the camp that she went to after her appearance on Dr. Phil. Bad Baby went on Dr. Phil for having behavioral issues. So after the show, her mom signed off on Dr. Phil sending her to a particular camp to rehabilitate her. And she would speak
She
on
went to a camp?
the horrors that she witnessed at that particular camp. And that will parlay into her real life.
I think some of these, I'm not trying to be, I promise y'all I'm not trying to be funny, but I think a lot of these people, like, I just be looking at stuff, like, why does she got a Louis Vuitton tattoo in the middle of her hand? Like, I be looking at stuff like that, gang, and like, some of these people was on the short yellow bus. Some of these people ain't got it all, it ain't all clicking up here, folks. There's something wrong with a lot of people, gang, like, and I'm not trying to be funny, folks, but if you trying to tell me that you was on Dr. Phil, and you got sent to a camp to rehabilitate you as a kid because you had behavioral issues, ma'am, you was in a class with 5 people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger, but to me it sounded like you was on a short yellow bus. Do your homework.
You did like some shit about the camp, like was saying like that shit traumatized you.
Yeah, it did. Somebody died when I was there. One of the kids killed one of the staff members when I was there.
You see what I'm saying? And then she went to a camp full of a bunch of other short yellow bus kids. What the?
What did they make y'all do?
Shovel horse, ride horses.
Yo,
lead
what's up, everybody?
horses, shepherd sheep.
Yeah, they talking about Chris,
Yes.
Chief Keef beat
You
up.
look at somebody wrong, they put
Bad
you on reflection.
Baby.
Now you sitting at a desk
What's
with your face.
reflection?
You sitting at a desk
They
with
out
your
here
face to the
tripping.
wall. You can only eat peanut butter sandwiches and cold ramen while everybody else eating regular food. They don't care. They evil.
So why your mama didn't come get you?
Because she didn't believe me.
For real?
Because they monitor your letters. So if you tell your parent what's going on there, they'll not send your letter out.
Y'all motherfuckers be out of business.
No, there was kids there getting molested. And yeah, that's
You got molested,
not
What
there.
the hell?
but in life?
Twice. Well, I don't know how many times you want to count it, but
When she says, I don't know how many times you want to count it,
This is getting really bad, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, this shit out of hand.
Don't tell me she trying to say Chief Keef was one of the people that was touching on her. Hold on, y'all, because y'all know I love putting y'all on to that easy money. CashKick.com is a free free to use Cash Rewards Marketplace that helps you save and grow your money. This is some of the simplest and easiest ways to make money right now. All you have to do is play mobile games on your phone and you can earn up to $500 per deal. Now remember, I said cashkick.com is free to use, so they will never ever ever ask you to send them any type of money. Signing up is super easy. All you need is an email and a password. Once you sign up, all you have to do is download your first offer and start making money. Now your offers and reward amounts can change at any time. So that means you can download a game on your phone, play it for long enough, make $500 on one day, and the next day you can download a whole nother game, play it for long enough, make $300. Next day, same thing. This is some of the easiest money I can tell you.
The way legal per se. So they continue and she begins to rattle off, you know, the people responsible for her trauma.
I mean, who's molested? Well, I was molested by my mom's ex-boyfriend.
Oh my God.
From 3 to 6.
Oh,
And then I
3
was
to
molested
6.
From 13 to 16.
How sick do you gotta be to touch on a 3 or 6?
Hold on. And then I had 30-year-old boyfriends when I was 17, 18.
Where's he still out living his life?
He's living his life. Too.
When we were introduced to Bad Baby, we were introduced to a person
Some
that
of
they
these.
described as having behavioral issues, being rude, out of control.
And a lot of times them behavioral issues do be stemming from trauma. You feel me? But my guy, like, God damn, you could tell it's something wrong with her on the Dr. Phil. Catch my side, how about that? It's something wrong with you, lady. Like, it's not even funny. I don't know if it's something wrong with you for a reason or if it's just you just crazy, but it's something wrong with you.
But as she explains
Do
what
your
was going
homework.
on around that time, you can now understand why she had behavioral issues. And you can understand
Right.
why that behavior that she had to deal with really early on, how that translated to how she moved around in the industry. And I'm not trying to sound like no Captain Sa, Saver, you know what, but bro, when you take a person that broken,
Nah, for real though.
that many demons, and you put them in the most demonic industry,
Yeah.
you can understand
Yeah.
why these rappers were having their way with Bad Baby.
Yeah.
You can understand why a person that broken, who's seeking that much validation and that much love,
Exactly.
was literally being ran through by these rappers.
By grown ass rappers, and that's what make it weird and sick.
Ain't no way he
because
got
y'all
his feet
taking
down. That's some
advantage of
bullshit.
this girl, knowing
Fuck with it.
that she, number one, she young, number two, she traumatized. You could tell something off with her. You can tell that she trying to seek validation. You could tell that something happened to her when she was a kid. Some type of trauma happened, and you preying on that trauma, and you taking advantage of that trauma, and that's not cool, bro. I'm sorry.
And
It's not
you
cool.
actually speak on dating Chief Keef.
Who did you go through? The most stuff with?
LeVon.
Yeah, I don't even.
Who the hell is LeVon?
Ask that question. Well, between him was probably Sosa, because y'all was together for a long time.
Well, Sosa drugged me through a glass door. We used to get up in there, rip 3 dreads out, don't give a fuck. I got scars from that shit.
Damn, she
Hold
talking
on.
about we got up in there. Like, what the fuck, dude? Grown as hell.
Like,
Now what y'all was fighting for?
I came through and broke the door. I didn't give a I was young. I used to just, I don't know.
We need to put you in some anger management.
No, we need to just restart her damn life. Like, they ain't got no reset button, respawn button, or something.
I'ma get
Damn.
her.
I be chilling. If you just don't fuck me, and I be chilling. I'm gonna break your door down, but if you fuck me, I'm gonna break your door down. But then he got up in there with me. He drugged me through that mother.
Chicago niggas is stopping to play, okay?
No, why are they so sweet at first, and then they go like, it take like a quick, like real
Quick little
quick,
turn.
like, and then it be like, whoa, how did we get here?
Have you talked to
Am I surprised that Chief Keef put his hands on Bad Baby? I'm not.
No,
But this
no.
ain't even the worst of it. This is just the icebreaker. But I'm even shocked hearing her say this.
It's about to get worse, man. You gotta pause. You gotta give us time to. You feel me though? Like we gotta mentally process what we
Yeah.
learning, folks. We can't
Yeah,
be
there we go,
For
Cam.
years, she did whatever she could to protect Chief Keef, right? She never said a bad thing about Chief Keef. She never said anything, right? Even when we've seen the obvious, she wouldn't admit it. The fact that she's now speaking to me shows her boyfriend she's currently with, her baby daddy, he's sick and tired of the love fest she has with Chief Keef.
She got a love fest
If you
with
can
him?
put my business out there, if you can tell these people every time we get into it, every time, we get into a tussle, you was on the end there, let them folks know that I'm responsible for the bust that live, for the scars. You can tell them folks that Chief Keef did it too. So that's what she's currently doing. All right. And she
What
wouldn't even
is
admit to
going
such
on?
Instagram. Y'all remember this post where she said to make LV feel a little better because y'all want to keep trolling?
Who the hell is LV?
MF argued with me for sharing my recovery journey, and now y'all
What's
wanna
up,
make jokes.
everybody?
He's not the
Appreciate
only
everybody
one who
tuning
has
in.
put
We got
hands on
what
me.
112 in
I
here.
have only had
What's
three
up? What's
men
up?
I took seriously, and all of them put their hands on me.
Well, see, ma'am, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it $150 million right now. If you saying you only took 3 men seriously your entire life, even though you young, your whole life you only took 3 men serious, and all 3 of them put their hands on you, ma'am, it's something about you we don't know about. Because why you keep attracting these niggas that like to beat on you? You know what I'm saying? Or why you keep putting your hands on these niggas and you feel me? Cause girls be doing that, gang. I ain't saying just her. In general, girls will put their hands on a nigga, push him, shove him, smack him, punch him, all that. And then when he put his hands back on her, defend himself. Oh, he's a monster. Oh, he put his hands on me. Oh, he's a woman beater. They saying all that, folks, but it's like, gang, my mama told me somebody hit you, hit him back.
Facts.
Yeah, she ain't say nothing
Facts.
about no gender.
And also to pick and choose your battles.
Just saying,
So
though.
if you just out here on bullshit
your
with people
homework.
and you just gonna
Maybe
just
I
let that shit
don't
slide like that,
Ex, in quotation marks,
that's on
Chief
you.
Keef did this to me.
Yeah, and
September
I just called the wrong
2022.
play.
And she would actually like have a carousel of like bruises.
Oh,
I'm talking about,
no.
like open slashes. That's
Oh,
like,
no.
Like it's like canyons deep. Like the slashes.
Damn.
So that's the first time
Slashes?
revealed that Chief Keef did something without saying Chief Keef's name. On this Ari podcast, she outright said, "Yeah, Chief Keef did it." But that's not the worst of it. That's bad enough. All
Right.
That's
It's about to get
enough.
worse.
But she would accidentally reveal something else that would make you think of Chief Keef in a whole different light.
So you used to date Sosa. What was that like? I'm asking because he's
I
from Chicago.
wouldn't call it. We wasn't like me and Levine. Like I just used to go over there and hang out. Get
I get my lick back.
out. I'm
Okay.
a real ass bitch. Like,
Okay.
That's what it is.
So y'all wasn't together. Y'all was just around.
Yeah, like I wouldn't call, but like we was really close though. Like it was like a friendship with benefits. I don't know. I just call him my ex. I call everybody my ex.
So y'all wasn't like together, but y'all was just fucking around.
We wasn't like exclusive. Like we was both doing
Yeah.
our own thing. But I remember
This
one time
shit
he was
sound
like,
crazy.
I can't have any bitch over here, but I still call you over here. And I was like, oh, you been having every like I said, I was like 6. Well, no, I'm not saying.
Yeah, he
I was like 16 is what she was finna say. And the problem with all of it, gang,
I said I
is
get my
that
lick
people
back.
think
I
it's
called it.
funny. People think it's normal. Nobody call, and then I get to be the asshole for calling everybody weird. Sir, if you are 25 and old, not 25 is pushing it already. But I know how old Chief Keef is. If you 25 or older and you messing around with a girl who's 16, bro, you're a weirdo. Do your homework. You're a weirdo. I don't give a damn who you is, what your name is, where you from, how much I like your music. Bro, you on that R. Kelly type vibes, bro. You stepping in the name of love for real. Age ain't nothing but a number in your book. You know what I'm saying, though? Talking about she was 16, that's weird. That's not funny. That's weird. You need to go to therapy, man. This shit is sick.
could, yeah.
I was like 6.
I don't care if your name is Chief Keef, Beef Keef, C Keef, D Keef. This is weirdo behavior. This is wrong.
Thank you, Flacco. Thank you. Because me and you, We be here with it, bro.
It's flat out
Okay.
wrong. Now the thing about this isn't the first time we've had our speculations. We could have damn near confirmed this just looking at the timeline that she was around Chief Keef.
Right.
But they've always denied it. They always try to play coy about it. But this is the first time she just like she slipped up. She accidentally revealed what we've been known for years now.
Right.
It's that Chief Keef was dealing with her
Why wouldn't they cut that out though? I don't
when
know.
he was about
These people
23,
crazy. Everybody
and there's
crazy.
a 7-year gap. You do
7
the
year.
math, what age that was.
So it's
for
a
her.
7-year gap.
Chief Keef was dealing with her when he shouldn't have been dealing with her.
That's nasty.
And
I'm
the
sorry.
thing about this is it happened in
16
front of
is
the
crazy.
world. But because we view Bad Baby as fast,
Yeah.
as grown,
Yeah.
we just ignored it. When Chief Keef baby mama tried to expose him,
Dad, tell
we
them
looked at
how
this
Keef
as,
got
"Man,
you
she
pregnant while
clout
you was a
chasing."
teenager.
Ain't no way Chief Keef was doing this, bruh. But it looks like she wasn't capping. She wasn't lying. All right, she was actually telling the
This
truth.
her sister?
And if you watch the clips that you just watched and you watched it with an open ear, then you know she talked about how much she loved Chief Keef,
Mm-hmm.
how she would have done anything for Chief Keef. All right, how they were involved, how she was crazy out of her mind for Chief Keef. So you put her in that situation with a grown man at that particular stage of her life.
I don't get it, bro.
Of course you understand why she was crazy. Of course
I'm not.
you understand why
I
she
just
was
don't
having to deal.
understand.
And of course you understand why it's very possible that the baby mama was not lying. She was telling the truth. When she was getting his name tatted on her, we just overlooked it. We just thought, you know, maybe they're really close.
She got his name tatted. She got his name tatted on her. Is these all supposed to be tattoos, Keith? What that say right there? I don't know what the f that say. That say so. I don't know what that say. This look like some numbers. Maybe his birthday. That's a K. That's a C, I think. This is, man, this shit weird, bro. I'm
They're
sorry.
just really good friends.
This is weird.
Bro, the signs were here. Bro, she got Chief Keef name tatted 6 times on her, bro.
This is weird,
Of
bro.
course he was doing exactly what people were accusing him of doing.
I took it personal because I was young, so I was like, "Oh, you having bitches over here?" He probably
So that was
I
like,
remember
it was like a I'm yours and you man, but you really for whoever.
Yeah.
It was like a little delusion with the friendship.
Oh yeah, I was very, very delusional. Very.
How long did y'all
delusional.
fucking around for?
4 years.
It's a long ass time. That was your man. You ex.
I got with somebody else and then left them for him.
For a little situationship. Yeah, that's.
And the crazy part about all of
This is weird,
she has
bro.
gone out of her way in the past to protect Chief Keef.
I ain't gonna lie,
Like, when
this
people
is-
would bring up their suspicion.
This is
she
weird,
would
bro.
always talk about her relationship with Chief Keef as if they've only been dating for like a year.
Right.
I remember, like when she would reveal like her new tattoo of Chief Keef, people would bring up the fact that this is a pretty huge age gap. It's like a 7-year age gap.
Which is perfectly fine if she 20 and you 27. Perfectly fine if you 28 and she 21. Perfectly fine. Hell, she could be 21, you could be 31. 25 and 35. It's cool. Nigga, the girl could be 25 and the man could be 40. I ain't got nothing to say about that. But if you 20 in your 20s and you talking to a girl who's 16 or you talking to a junior in high school, my guy, like, and you not even just talking to her, you smashing. I'm talking about you, she getting tatted, she getting your name tatted, you smashing.
right
She
back
at the
in
crib,
this
y'all
shit.
sleeping like that don't feel
right
weird
back in
to
it.
you, bro. You sleeping in the same bed with a fucking junior in high school? And you grown? That's not weird to you? You don't feel like I would feel like a predator. Like
Let's
if
fucking
she's
go.
with me every day and I know she just young and stupid. Like I would feel weird, bro. I would feel like R. Kelly Jr. But this be going, especially with these rappers, boy. I'm telling y'all, they ass be weirdos, folks. They ass be weirdos, gang. I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying? If y'all both in high school, but she a little younger, I mean, don't get me wrong. Girls always talk to older guys. Older guys always want younger girls. It's always been like that since the beginning of time. But if you a senior and she a junior, it's cool. If you a junior and she a freshman, it's cool. If you a senior and she's a sophomore, it's cool. Ain't nobody tripping about that. But when you a grown ass man, 23, 24, 25 years old, and you talking to a girl who's 16, gang, it's something wrong with your head.
What's going on here? And she will snap on people and say, is it a crime for
You
a
feel me?
20-year-old and a 27-year-old to be together? She will literally say with a straight face, wait, I'm mad confused. 20 and 27 is weird, but 30 and 37 isn't. Calling someone a P isn't just something you say to troll or talk ish. It's disrespectful as F. I can't stand the MF, but I'm not the type of person to let someone's name be ruined with lies. That ish. So she was going out of her way to defend this dude.
Okay. But that was all lies, though.
As if we had the timeline wrong.
Right.
As if she started dating Chief Keef only when she was 20. By the way, she tweeted it out when she was 20. She tweeted out that tweet when she was 20. So she wanted to gaslight us into thinking that her and Chief Keef only dealt with each other that year when that was the case. And she just revealed the truth.
Right.
Yo, I understand we love to give our favorite rappers passes, bro, but at what point do you say, yeah, enough?
Niggas don't get no passes,
At what point do you say, yeah, this is nasty stuff. This is nasty work. This is not cool. And I don't care.
That's why I don't kick it with rappers, though.
I don't care how much dope music you make, bro. You can't tolerate stuff like this. And if somebody do something like this,
point blank period,
you gotta cut them off. At what point do we live by those principles? You know?
Shit. But the whole at all points.
I guess expose Chief Keef.
Oh
she
my
would
God.
also say that she was over at Soulja Boy's house.
Yep. Soulja Boy catch a straight. I ain't gonna Soulja Boy.
FBI, open up!
It's something about you, folks.
Yeah, they on his ass too. Shit, Soulja Boy out here.
Right
yeah, he fucked up. I think we watched that shit yesterday,
it's something about you, bro. Soulja Boy, man.
Around that time frame as well. But lucky for Soulja Boy, she would say that they didn't do anything.
Dude, why did you diss Soulja Boy in the
Because he said my pussy, and he said that I tried to suck his. I just talked about this with my best friend KJ. KJ was there with me when I was at Soulja Boy house.
See if it's ready.
KJ was there with me.
It's ready.
KJ was there with me when I was at Soulja Boy house. He said I don't even know a time when you could have tried to suck his dick. And then how do you know my pussy? When were you by my pussy?
I didn't know he said that.
Listen, there's a lot of my been by my pussy. You are not one of them.
Not it's a lot of them.
You are not one of them.
I was sure wondering, like, what happened on Soulja Boy? Like, I must have missed it. Have you talked to Soulja Boy?
No. The fuck I talk to Soulja Boy about?
Lying about your pussy. Soulja Boy, don't be doing that for real.
Just
for real.
How you talking about somebody who was around you when they was 6?
Oh, you was around when you was 6?
Why? Like, you feel me though? Like, it's still weird because why is a 16-year-old girl would never be around me? Like, if that's not my cousin or my girl cousin or we around family or something, like, but I will never be in a house by myself with a 16-year-old girl unless that's my daughter. You get what I'm saying though? Like, why would I ever be in a house why would a grown man ever be in a house with a girl who's 16 years old if they like?
Now that don't sound too right to me. That sound a little young. How old is Soulja Boy? How old he is?
Grown as hell.
And you if I do the math right, that's jail time. I don't know.
There's a bunch more rappers who are in really big trouble because she's about to start talking. And it looks like she now has elevated to the phase of her life.
But she don't care.
Where, like, she's not with the Igga stuff no more.
Yeah.
Right? She's transitioned to where now she's about to be the victim. She's about to start talking. She's about to start doing her Me Too. And it's over, bro. Because we know a lot of y'all was sneaking and geeking with
her
during that stage of her life, bro. A lot of y'all were, bro.
Yeah, this Chief Keef shit crazy.
Y'all can't even cap. A lot of y'all were, bro. A lot.
I appreciate everybody tuning in.
Now, there are some people
we got what?
Who was, but
110 up in here. Run them likes up for me, y'all.
The gap wasn't that far.
Yeah. Young boy, young though.
I think young boy right now is like 24, 25.
And she what?
She's 22.
Okay, so yeah, that ain't
was not that far off to where like there was some overlap where
some problem.
You know, before 18. So it was not only that weird, but still weird, right? Because after he surpassed the threshold, he still kept going. But a lot of you other dudes, man, she even said.
But see, like stuff like that, I don't know if that's weird. If you 17 and if you 18 and she's 17, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure like it's legal in a lot of states. I'm not going, but I'm pretty sure if the guy 18 and she's 17, or if the guy's 19 and she's 17, that's the same age group, bro. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
What'd you say, bro? Good game, bro.
Operating from the gun, Williams escaping the pressure right. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Oh my God, where is she? Babe, what happened?
"40 disturbing dashcam encounters, 7 levels. This is an iceberg of some of the most unnerving dashcam footage you'll ever see. We'll start with the strange but well-known videos, but as we get deeper, the videos will get increasingly more intense and disturbing.
I'm Jesus! I'm descendant of God!
Let's start at the tip of the iceberg. Level 1. Insurance fraud caught on cam. On October 16, 2024, Ashpia Natasha was driving down the Queensbelt Parkway in Brooklyn, New York, when she was unwittingly involved in a major accident, caused, of course, by the car right in front of her, and it was all caught on dashcam. The footage shows Ashpia on her way home, only to be cut off by a silver Honda Civic driven by Michael Martinez. It's obvious that Ashpia is already unnerved by the erratic driving of the car, but then Michael inexplicably stops in front of her and reverses right into her SUV deliberately. Ashpia instantly calls her boyfriend to explain what happened, watching as the 4 people inside the Civic climbed out to take photos of the damage caused to both cars. It's pretty obvious that the whole thing was one wild insurance fraud scheme, and that they planned to pin the $8,300 damages on her. But of course, the dashcam made that difficult. The footage had provided enough irrefutable evidence proving that he was staging a motor vehicle accident, committing reckless endangerment with those inside both vehicles, and blatant insurance fraud. Michael was arrested not long after the incident. When the case went to court, Michael pleaded not guilty, but by this point, the video had gone wildly viral with over 74 million views. But that video raised even more questions. A red Kia Sport had been tailing Ashpia's car the whole time. It suddenly pulled around, picked up one of the people inside the Civic, and fled the scene, suggesting that Ashpia was always the target. The video also showed the occupants of the Honda using a plastic tarp to obscure Natasha's view while switching seats inside the vehicle to make it seem that the woman was driving, not Michael. Michael was sentenced for his crimes, but 3 accomplices remain at large as of February 2025. A ghost sitting in the middle of a highway. It was May 2017, and 25-year-old Aswan Yap and his friend were driving through Kuala Lumpur's Bukit Tungku district, an area notorious for paranormal activity. But just as they rounded the corner, they happened to see something extremely unsettling on the road in front of them. A strange human-like figure seated in the middle of a dimly lit road. Freaked out by the sight, Aswan immediately reversed the vehicle, performed a U-turn, and sped away as dashboard warning lights inexplicably activated, despite there being no clear problems. The footage went instantly viral, in part because locals wanted to share their experience of the area. Reportedly, Bukit Tungku is linked to an abandoned British colonial mansion where a woman's in the 20th century left her spirit lingering. Now, residents who drive through the area are said to encounter her restless spirit as well as others, including stories of encounters with a phantom motorcyclist believed to be the ghost of a crash victim. For Aswan, he knew that the figure was possibly a robber, but in his mind, the image, coupled with the supernatural history of the area and the bizarre technical malfunctions, suggested something more paranormal in nature. And that was enough reason to get out of there. Highway heist. The dashcam footage shows a man riding his motorcycle down a highway in Brazil. But before long, he notices someone flashing him from behind, blinding him in the wing mirrors. He summons the guy to pass, but as the motorcycle passes by, the rider reaches out, rips the guy's phone out of the mount before disappearing into the distance. At the same time, another motorcyclist appears on the other side of the camera, so there may be a gang of them. As it turns out, this is a very common problem in Brazil. Usually there are two people on a motorcycle who target pedestrians or drivers, snatching phones, wallets, or jewelry before escaping through congested traffic before the victim can even hope to catch up. The phones are then sold on the black market, creating a highly profitable criminal organization. Despite many local wishes, Brazilian law does not permit retaliation in the form of lethal force, including hitting the culprits with one's car, which is exactly why the situation just continues to make money for the criminals. Child stands alone on dark highway. In April 2021, Queensland motorist Mitch Cooney was traveling down the Hume Highway in Australia with his mother when they noticed what seemed to be a small, lonely figure dressed in blue wandering across the road. It seemed almost like a child, and the whole thing was caught on dash cam, confirming their suspicions. They immediately reported the sighting to authorities, with his mother immediately calling the police while he continued driving, fearing sudden stops could cause an accident. Police later confirmed that call did take place. In fact, Campbelltown police launched 2 extensive searches of the area within a few days, but they could find no evidence of a child, missing persons report, or witnesses. Authorities confirmed no children had been reported missing in the region at the time. But that's far from the end of the story. When Mitch called up later to follow up on the case, an officer inexplicably told him that the child had been collected
This shit
safely,
wild, Joe.
despite never actually acknowledging that there was a child. Later, the police denied ever providing this information. Social media, however, completely followed up on the whole thing. The evidence seemed far too convincing to be dismissed so easily. Online users debated whether the figure was actually a ghost, given the total lack of any other logical explanations for a small person being on the road. But despite enhanced video analysis, the figure's identity remains unverified, and police closed the case without resolution. Woman with a pitchfork. On July 19, 2022, Lisa Ann Sloan, a 56-year-old woman, was selling teddy bears behind the building of a Publix supermarket when the store manager called the police, reported that the woman had stabbed a parked minivan with the pitchfork, damaging its body. Though the vehicle's owner declined to press charges, troopers responded to the scene after Sloan began waving the weapon near the store's entrance during a rainstorm. This was the footage captured from the officer's dashcam. The clip shows Sloan standing in the parking lot, pointing a black whip at the car and raising both weapons defiantly. When ordered to disarm, she refuses and walks away, prompting troopers to physically restrain her. Even after being handcuffed and placed in a patrol vehicle, Sloan unbuckled her seatbelt and kicked the windows while screaming, "God is great," and demanding release. Officers saw fresh cuts and bruises on her body, yet when they asked about it, she claimed to feel no pain, stating repeatedly that God is in control. After interviewing her, it became clear that Lisa was high on some kind of stimulant drug, but showed no signs of alcohol use. She was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a third-degree felony, and held at the Lake County Jail on a $2,000 bond. The pitchfork was seized as evidence, and no injuries were reported despite her erratic behavior. Level 2. Trees crashing down. On February 12, 2017, a Slovakian driver was driving along a forest road in the Low Tatras National Park when he happened to catch the unbelievable sight of a forest collapse right in front of and on top of his car. Dozens of trees suddenly fell across the path in quick succession, with several trunks collapsing on the car's roof and windshield. Somehow, all the passengers inside the car left totally unharmed, though 2 trees supposedly missed their heads by just 20 centimeters. The whole thing happened during extreme weather conditions, with unusually high winds likely contributing to the destabilization of the forest. As the first trees fell, the driver slammed on the brakes, coming to a stop mere feet from the initial collapse. Within seconds, additional trees crashed down in a domino effect, partially burying the vehicle under debris. While no official cause was determined, meteorologists speculated that saturated ground from winter snowfall combined with strong gusts created the perfect conditions for the mass tree fall. Emergency services later praised the driver's quick reaction time, noting that attempting to reverse could have resulted in worse outcomes given the rapid succession of falling timber. An elephant attacks. It was June 2021, and Norman Nukeri, a delivery driver for Bosbach Gas and Smearmiddels, was transporting diesel through South Africa's Kleseri Private Game Reserve. Dashcam footage captured the moment Norman slowed his truck upon encountering a herd of elephants crossing the road, allowing them to pass. But then, suddenly, he saw a mother elephant emerging from the nearby bushes. Hoping to try and intimidate her away, Norman revved the engine and banged on the vehicle's door panel. And it worked. She left the scene entirely. But Norman knew better than to think it was over. He had to wait for the elephants to fully pass before he could continue on his route. Suddenly, the mother elephant charged right at the car aggressively, and with no hope for Norman to even try and leave the scene. The 3.5-ton elephant rammed the truck head-on, crumpling the hood like paper and forcing the vehicle backward. With a heavy trailer full of gas attached to his car, Norman couldn't move much, but stayed inside the cabin knowing that anything else would be dangerous. The elephant caused around $3,700 in damages with its weight and tusks alone. Wildlife experts have since suggested that the elephant's behavior stemmed purely from maternal protectiveness, possibly defending hidden calves in the herd that weren't visible to Norman. What made the situation even worse is that the elephants typically display warning signs like head shaking or trumpeting before charging, but this incident unfolded abruptly with basically no warnings. Norman couldn't do anything to prevent this. Killer clown craze. On October 7, 2016, at around 2:30 a.m., Wisconsin police received multiple 911 calls reporting 2 individuals in clown masks chasing vehicles and pedestrians. When police arrived at the scene, the dash cam captured them confronting 2 men, aged 20 and 29, and a 26-year-old woman who had driven the group around during the prank. The investigation into the incident led them to realize that the woman and one of the men were a couple with a 4-year-old daughter. And not only were they terrorizing the community, but they completely abandoned their child, leaving her unsupervised in their home while engaging in these psychotic late-night antics. The child was alone for hours before authorities intervened. The Department of Human Services eventually placed the child in custody of the Department of Human Services, while the parents faced charges of child neglect. The woman was also held on a probation violation. The accomplice, not related to the couple, was released without charges. The couple had jumped onto a nationwide trend of creepy clown sightings and pranks in 2016, but this case stood out due to the neglect allegations. Police Chief Tim Stajka released a statement condemning the parents' actions, emphasizing the dangers of both abandoning a young child and provoking potentially intoxicated drivers during early morning hours. But we wouldn't condemn you for liking and subscribing to this video, so it might be worth thinking about.
Facts.
Level 3. Chelyabinsk Meteor. On the 15th of February 2013, the Chelyabinsk meteor entered Earth's atmosphere over Russia's Ural region. The asteroid was estimated to be 18 meters wide and traveling at 19 kilometers per second. All across the region, the giant burning rock was visible in the sky for miles. When the meteor finally exploded, it was approximately 30 kilometers above Chelyabinsk Oblast. The airburst released energy equivalent to between 440,000 and 500,000 tons of TNT, triggering a shockwave that shattered windows across 6 cities, damaging over 7,200 buildings and injuring nearly 1,500 people, mostly from flying glass. The whole incident was captured extensively by dash cams, which recorded the meteor's luminous trajectory, appearing brighter than the sun, and the subsequent explosion that illuminated the morning sky. Videos showed the fireball's descent followed by a delayed sonic boom that rattled buildings minutes later. The footage proved critical for scientists, enabling precise calculations of the asteroid's speed, angle of entry, and explosion height. One dashcam video even captured the aftermath of the strike on Lake Chebarkul, creating a 6-meter-wide hole in the ice. Man jumps on woman's windscreen. It was 7:30 p.m. in Queensland, Australia, and a woman was driving home when she suddenly encountered a couple having some kind of an argument. But while the woman drifted away from the road, the man didn't move. Not wanting to scare him or make him feel threatened, she cautiously kept her distance and tried to go around him. It seemed to anger him even more. The dashcam footage shows the man turning and starting to walk toward the car. Suddenly, he starts to climb up on the car and then starts aggressively smashing the windshield. The driver is in a state of panic, unsure of what exactly to do about the situation. When she later recalled the incident, the woman described the attack as happening so quickly that she was left in shock, unable to immediately react or do anything to protect herself. With the attacker on the hood, she found herself trapped. Behind the car, the woman this man was with was standing, trying to talk him down. But now, the victim was unable to reverse due to the risk of hurting her, and she couldn't drive forward without risking further violence. But the man was not finished. He tried to force open the passenger door, which was thankfully locked, making it seem more realistic that he was about to seriously harm the driver. Shards of glass from the windshield cut her hands, and she later said she couldn't see through the shattered glass at all. Eventually, the guy climbed off the car, giving the woman time to drive away. She immediately went to the local police station, reporting the incident and handing over this highly valuable dashcam footage. Woman abandons moving car. On September 1st, 2015, in Rowland Heights, California, 22-year-old Jasmine Lacey had some kind of split-second decision that convinced her it would be a good idea to abandon her car in the middle of a busy traffic spot. The footage shows Jasmine slamming the brakes of her 2010 Hyundai Sonata in the left lane at approximately 3:45 p.m. before casually stepping out of the still-moving vehicle and walking as if nothing happened. The driverless Hyundai rolled across the center division into oncoming traffic, colliding with a Honda that was subsequently rear-ended by a Lincoln. The silver sedan continued its uncontrolled path, mounting a sidewalk and rolling over 2 small trees before finally stopping. Multiple vehicles swerved to avoid the rogue Hyundai during the 30-second sequence. California Highway Patrol reported the 2 SUV drivers involved sustained minor injuries, while Jasmine was hospitalized for non-collision-related reasons. Authorities arrested Jasmine on suspicion of a DUI at the scene, though she was released within days due to insufficient evidence for criminal charges. The YouTube video of the incident garnered more than 2.8 million views within weeks and continues to circulate even today. But legal analysts have said that the unusual circumstances made it more or less impossible to actually see justice served, especially since no permanent injuries were reported from the collisions. Passing out while driving. It was April 2nd, 2015. This man was driving like he would any other day, but something was a little off. He felt totally fine. He wasn't tired, not sick, not anything. But just after he hit the cruise control, his body did the same thing. Out of nowhere, the guy passed out at the wheel. He had never passed out once in his 26 years of living. Now his car was speeding off the road into a ditch, lurching his body forward and putting more pressure on the gas pedal. Suddenly, he was racing through a fence and through multiple fence posts. When he finally woke up, he was too disoriented and confused by the situation to muster the strength to hit the brakes. Fortunately, the impact on the last fence post wasn't too bad, and he quickly regained control of the car. But he knew the situation was strange and something was really not normal. After the incident, the man went to get himself checked out, only to be diagnosed with a previously unknown condition called orthostatic hypotension, a form of low blood pressure that can cause fainting and dizziness. He's since gotten high-quality treatment and medication that keeps his blood pressure in check. But despite the footage of the incident, State Farm refused to pay for the damage to his car. Instead, they raised his rates and removed his safe driver discount, despite this being the only driving mishap he ever had. Playing victim. This driver and his passenger were approaching a traffic light on a pretty typical day in an American city, but he was about to discover just how beneficial that dash cam can be. As he passes through the light, a car suddenly cuts him off, crashing right into the side of his car. The footage proves that all of this could easily have been avoided with better driving. And that
All right, y'all. I might be back on in a little bit. I'll let y'all. Appreciate everybody tuning in.